Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The search for MH370 continues. Our efforts are now focused in the southern Indian Ocean, where a multinational team led by Australia is combing the waters trying to find debris from the flight. Our determination to find MH370 remains steadfast. As we have said all along, we will never give up trying to find the plane. In order to bring closure for the families and to establish exactly what happened to MH370. Australia, China and France have already released satellite images showing objects that may be related to MH370. Yesterday, on the 25th of March, the Malaysian Remote Sensing Agency, MRSA, received new satellite images from Airbus Defence and Space, which is based in France, and these images were taken on the 23rd of March. MRSA analyzed the images, and in one area of the ocean measuring some 400 square kilometers, were able to identify 122 potential objects. Some objects were a meter in length, others were as much as 23 meters in length. Some of the objects appeared to be bright, possibly indicating solid materials. The objects were located approximately 2,557 kilometers from Perth. We will issue a handout showing their location after this press conference. MRSA's findings were immediately forwarded to the Australian Rescue Coordination Centre in Perth yesterday. It must be emphasized that we cannot tell whether the potential objects are from MH370. Nevertheless, this is another new lead that will help direct the search operation. We have now had 4 separate satellite leads from Australia, from China, and France, showing possible debris. It is now imperative that we link the debris to MH370. This will enable us to further reduce the search area and locate more debris from the plane. Australia is leading the search effort in the southern Indian Ocean, based out of Perth. Malaysia continues to play a coordinating role. All countries involved are displaying unprecedented levels of cooperation that has not changed. Australia has divided the search area into 2 sectors, the east and the west. Today the weather has improved, and the 12 planes will travel to the search area, 6 in the east sector and 6 in the west. In the east sector, searches will be conducted by 1 Australian P-3 Orion and 3 Australian civilian aircraft, 1 Chinese Illusion IL-76 and 1 New Zealand P-3 Orion. In the western sector, searches will be conducted by 1 US P-8 Poseidon, 1 Korean P-3 Orion, 1 Japanese P-3 Orion, 2 Australian P-3 Orions and 1 civilian aircraft. 2 ships will also join the search operations. Yesterday, HMAS Success was redeployed to the south of the search area due to bad weather. Today, the ship has returned and will support the search operations in the west sector. Meanwhile, the Chinese ship Zulong has today been deployed to the east sector. A Japanese Coast Guard Gulfstream aircraft left Sugan this morning for Perth to join the search operation. As I mentioned yesterday, the search operations in the northern corridor and in the northern part of the southern corridor have been called off. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has sent diplomatic notes to all relevant countries to formally inform them of this change. Before I continue, I would like to convey our appreciation to the Australian authorities, and in particular to Prime Minister Tony Abbott, for making such an extraordinary contribution to this search operation. Chinese Special Envoy. Today, the Prime Minister met with Excellency Zhang Yekshui, the Chinese Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs, and also the Special Envoy of the Government of China. I also met with His Excellency this afternoon. During our conversation, His Excellency conveyed China's commitment to continue and intensify the search operation in any way possible and to deploy any assets that may be required. Malaysia has provided His Excellency and his delegation with a full update on the latest information from Inmarsat. His Excellency and his delegation also received a comprehensive briefing from the international technical team. As I mentioned yesterday, based on the new information provided by Inmarsat, we have established an international working group. The agencies involved in this working group include Inmarsat, AAIB, the Chinese CAAC and AAID, NTSB, FAA, Boeing, and Rolls-Royce, as well as the relevant Malaysian authorities. The role of the working group is to help try and refine the Inmarsat data and, if possible, more accurately determine the final position of MH370. I should like to note that the CEO of Malindo Airlines, Chandra Ramamurthy, has joined me on the stage today, and he will be able to answer any questions that you might have. And as announced yesterday, MAS is now taking a lead in communicating with the families and is conducting their own press conferences. MAS will hold another press conference tomorrow regarding that. New satellite images continue to provide clues in the search for MH370, ladies and gentlemen. And with improved weather conditions, aircraft are now able to investigate objects of interest. I would like to thank once again our international partners, and once again for their continued support and assistance. The search for MH370 and the investigation into what happened on board the flight is now a truly international effort. Thank you.